According to sources, it would take a historic haul for the Bears to move off the #1 overall selection. Something wild. Not saying it could not happen just like it did last year, but something crazy would make this happen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So the Chicago Bears have a decision to make, and they have some time before they need to make this decision, but they have the #1 overall draft pick once again. They also have a ton of cap space. They also have the 9th pick. And so the question comes down to, do you take the quote-unquote generational quarterback, or do you take the generational haul for the first pick to acquire the generational quarterback? Folks, I just saw the craziest trade ever from the Las Vegas Raiders. And if this was an actual trade proposal, the Chicago Bears 100 million% would need to accept it. But before we get into tonight's video, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a couple of Bears videos every single week. Bears fans, who could try and get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So the point is this: the Chicago Bears are in a really good position, man. You have so much flexibility, and most importantly for Ryan Poles, the general manager of the Chicago Bears, you have a ton of options. Now, they do have some holes, but you have $50.2 million in cap space. They need a wide receiver. They definitely need a center. It's not looking like Jalen Johnson's going to be re-signed, which is, probably not the brightest move, but Shane Waldron is now the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. And I want to lay down a hypothetical in today's video for if the Bears decide to keep Justin Fields. So Shane Waldron was the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Well, guess who they could possibly make a move for? Tyler Lockett. Now, you have Shane Waldron, offensive coordinator. Seattle's Tyler Lockett, that just makes a ton of sense on paper. He's a proven #2 wide receiver. He already understands Waldron's schemes. He already understands Waldron's concepts. Like, he's a proven veteran. So let's lay down this hypothetical. Let's say they decide to keep Justin Fields. All right. I have the first pick. I have the 9th pick. And once again, I have $50 million in cap space. So if they were to go out there and actually trade for a player like Tyler Lockett, all right, well, here's a crazy trade that we were just talking about. In this proposed trade from the Las Vegas Raiders, the Bears would be giving up a 2024 first-round pick, the first overall selection. The Raiders would hand them, pretty much on a silver frickin' platter, the 13th overall pick, a 2024 second-round pick, their 2025 first-round pick, their 2026 second-round pick, Jakobi Meyers, and Michael Mayer. That is a generational haul. And I am having a hard time believing that, first off, everybody in Chicago loves Justin Fields. The players love him. The coaches love him. Nobody really wants, on paper, Justin Fields to go. Now, there are definitely some naysayers. There are some people who aren't really enamored by his passing ability, but the dude's a playmaking stud. And I think there's a very good chance that Shane Waldron can fully unlock Justin Fields and fully unlock the Chicago Bears offense, even if they were to not hypothetically trade for Tyler Lockett, because I guess that would also kind of surprise me. If you have Jakobi Meyers, there's your wide receiver #2. You also trade for Michael Mayer, last year's second-round pick out of University of Notre Dame. You also get just a ton of draft capital, and you still have $50 million in cap space. And then you also have still the 9th pick, and now you have the 13th pick. And from there on out, you'd be able to address your other needs. This is a very good offensive lineman draft. This is a very good draft in general, to be honest with you. Most positions, draft experts, they're absolutely loving it. I'd be able to take an edge rusher like Dallas Turner at pick #9. I'd be able to take probably a wide receiver like Malik, maybe not at pick #9. But you get what I'm saying here. I'd have the 9th pick, the 13th pick, Jakobi Meyers, Michael Mayer, all of those draft assets. That's kind of terrifying. And from there, Ryan Poles can do a whole bunch of different moves. And so that's just kind of the point here with the Chicago Bears is you are set up for success. All right. You are either going to get what people are coining Caleb Williams as a generational quarterback, or you are going to get a generational haul like the one I just painted out. I mean, that is an insane package. And if the actual package that these teams are willing to give up for him, like I'm not talking about, pick number 2, like the Washington Commanders. I'm not talking about pick number 3, the New England Patriots. I'm talking about a team like Atlanta at 8, a team like Vegas at 13. If they make a trade for number 1, it will be a package like that. So let's summarize the Bears offense right there. Right? I'd have Justin Fields as QB1. I would have still my running back room, whatever they decide to do, neither here nor there. I'd have DJ Moore as wide receiver 1. I could take Odunze at pick number 9. I could take my edge rusher at 13. But my offense would be Justin Fields, DJ Moore, Odunze, Jacoby Myers, Cole Kmet, and Michael Mayer. Just with one simple trade. Now, that also poses something new. A lot of people are just kind of assuming the fact of, if Chicago passes on the first pick of the draft, they're going to trade for a pick number, they're going to trade to like pick number 2 or pick number 3, or at the furthest pick number 4, which I don't think is going to be possible, to take another quote unquote generational talent in Marvin Harrison Jr. But folks, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is an absolute stud, but if you give Ryan Poles that trade proposal, it's game over. I mean, it is over. As much as I would love Justin Fields with DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison Jr. and that future that he has, the point is this: the Chicago Bears really can't go wrong here. Now, if you're that anti-Justin Fields, well, then, we got something else for you, because that, quarterback's the most important position out there on the field, and you'd have some issues with that. But I'm a fan of continuity, and I think the Chicago Bears are fans of continuity. And I think they are willing to give it one more season, especially with a freaking haul like that, to run it back with Justin Fields. Now, defensively, they're going to need some help on the secondary. Eddie Jackson's a good trade target for them with that salary. Cornerback, especially if they lose Jalen Johnson, another edge rusher. But once again, you've got a lot of draft capital. You've got a ton of free agent cap space. So I think the Chicago Bears, everyone's talking about the Detroit Lions, everybody, as they should. Everybody's rightfully so talking about the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers. But watch out for the Chicago Bears in the NFC North next season. Even if they were to trade away even if they were to trade Justin Fields and take Caleb Williams at pick number 1, if he is truly a generational quarterback, you could 100% see something like the Houston Texans last season with rookie CJ Stroud. So the point is, the Chicago Bears have a ton of options. They have a ton of different possibilities, and they are in a very good spot. And that's pretty much the point of it. So we're going to be talking about this as we have for the last couple of weeks, as we have for the second half of last season. What do you guys want to see the Chicago Bears do? I got 2 questions. What would you like to see the Chicago Bears do? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with pretty much daily Chicago Bears videos. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next.